You are watching UCU Focus TV.
Hello and welcome to this week's Media Link News. My name is Kennedy Thembo. Let's get straight to the headlines.
Youth Electoral Commission launches 2025 Electoral Roadmap. Polling set for 13th November.
Election process for the year 2026 leadership. I thank you.
UCU's Communications and Public Relations Department hosts inaugural meet and greet with journalists. Uganda's 63rd independence anniversary. What does it mean for the country's youth? Rebecca Nyakato defeats Solomon Mwanguzi for top position in the Nursing Students Association. We cast a spotlight on her tenure as president.
Earlier this week, the Guild Electoral Commission launched its roadmap. During the launch, Tamale Nkoyoyo urged the commission to provide certificates to the losing candidates. These are the details.
The Guild Electoral Commission, led by Justice Kwaje Agri Assunta, launched the roadmap for this year's polls. The event was held in the boardroom of the International Christian Medical Institute.
The Boss's office, and on behalf of Uganda Christian University, I take the honor to launch the open campaign and election process for the year 2026 leadership. I thank you.
Madam Karen Hapuch, an administrative assistant from the Office of the Director of Student Affairs, cautioned participants to keep discourse during the electoral process.
I wish you so much well. I expect calmness. I expect you to exhibit the highest level standard of civility in the whole electoral process as people in the academics, and we wish you the best. We hope you do your best and make sure you exercise your rights as voters and leaders.
Assunta highlighted the most important dates of the exercise and further pledged to continually keep participants informed of the proceedings during the process.
The civic education, like I've said, will be happening, and the elections, the applications will be beginning, like the roadmap says, on the 10th, and all these things. Please take note. We apply through Alpha and also through our email to communicate that as the time goes by.
Tamale Nkoyoyo, the Launchpad president, urged the commission to award certificates of competition to candidates who compete and lose due to the time and effort they take in contesting.
Participated into a guild presidential election from Uganda Christian University, because that will prove his credibility outside UCU. But people leaving the races after incurring money, time, and lots of resources, they get scored empty-handed. I think for this electoral commission there should be something different in line with that. Give award certificate of participation to all contestants, whether they have gone through, most of those who have not gone through, because those that go through will receive at the end of, but these ones should come specifically from your offices.
Yvette Talwana, reporting for Media Link News.
The university's Communication and Public Affairs Department held a meet and greet with some journalists. The event was geared toward fostering partnerships between the media and the academia.
On Wednesday this week, the Communications and Public Relations Office held a meet and greet event at the office gardens. The purpose of the engagement was to foster collaboration between the members of the Fourth Estate and the university. Mr. David Mugawe, The Deputy Vice-Chancellor in charge of Finance and Administration highlighted the roles and gaps with which the journalists would help fill in bettering the university.
We like to see that we have graduates that are highly sought for. Are we having those kinds of graduates? We're supposed to be generating knowledge, research, information to help society. Are we responding to the needs that are out there? So instead of operating in a vacuum where we think we know it, this is why we're inviting our partners in communication, journalism, and media to come and join us so that we can have dialogue together.
The head of the Public Relations Department, Madame Harriet Adong Atuyambe, led a panel discussion in line with the purpose of the engagement under the theme Synergy in Storytelling, Forging a New Partnership.
How does the academia become important? If a big breaking story happens and it consumes broadcasting time the entire day, the following day it will no longer be a story. So day two stories require critical minds. And I have always told my students in class that day two journalism requires somebody who is slightly above average.
I've worked with people in research, and most times you find that what they think that needs to be there is actually can't be understood by everyone else out there. So simplifying that takes the journalist, the PR person, and the academia side. So the three usually have to work together.
This meet and greet is meant to be the first of many other events to unite the media with the university. Jenny Nanankunda, reporting for Media Link News.
As Uganda hits its 63rd independence anniversary, young people still express mixed feelings about the gains and the losses that the freedom brought. We captured these sentiments and now relay them in this report.
Yesterday, Uganda marked its 63rd anniversary as an independent nation. For the first time in a while, the commemorations were held in Kololo, the place where the celebrations were born.
The black, gold and red flag of the new young state. Uganda is born again, free and independent.
6 decades later, inasmuch as the nation counts the victory, a number of young people still feel that there is more to be desired.
There is more that needs to be done because I feel like we are mostly still dependent on outside countries in most of the different sectors that the country has, like the agriculture.
I think Uganda is not yet independent to the level it is supposed to be, because we can still see the traces of new colonialism, which is eating up the country. Then we can see various things that are happening, terror, assassinations. That makes Uganda still not independent.
But the fact is that we all know what is happening in our country. And I believe you'll understand what I'm talking about when I look at the judiciary, when I look at the legislature, when I look at the executive. So much is happening, and that all amounts to the word independence.
The challenges notwithstanding, they acknowledge that Uganda has registered many positives as an independent state.
I can actually say to a larger extent, it has performed all its duties and it is independent. Reason being, we as Ugandans, we have the freedom of speech. That is what I'm doing right now. We have the freedom of participation. We have the freedom of liberty for various activities.
Otherwise, I'm very grateful because even when we are going through this, there's peace. There's, we don't have wars. So much. At least we are grateful. Our economy is not that bad. However, it has loopholes here and here. But at least the fact that we have an annual national budget, where there is hope, there are promises. We believe that the leaders are cooking something. We have something in mind. We have a plan ahead.
Daniela Bagaya, Grace Aguero, reporting for Media Link News.
Action.
The Nursing Students Association held its elections on Monday. Rebecca Nyakato defeated Solomon Mwanguzi to claim the presidency for the term 2025 to 2026. In her tenure, Nyakato seeks to foster unity as the main objective in her manifesto. We spoke to her on her victory, and these were her sentiments.
Rebecca Nyakato was declared president in the Nursing Students Association elections that happened on Monday. She defeated Solomon Muwanguzi, a contestant who came up to compete with her in the same position. We caught up with her amidst high spirits to weigh her immediate action plans for the association.
I feel so humbled and grateful for the opportunity to serve and to lead. I want to thank all my supporters that believed in me and my vision. And most of all, I thank God because leadership comes from God. And I believe in my team as we set our roadmap to serve the people because servant leadership is important. For the challenges, I would say numbers for our activities. That's the first thing I'll work on. We want to increase our turn up by being more engaging and increasing our members. Yes, and actually on that note, I'm inviting all the nurses to come for our upcoming dinner. More information will be provided, but yes, as the incoming president, this would pinpoint our goal to increase our unity and visibility within the university, because nurses can come with non-nurses as well. So yes, I look forward to the handover with my team, and we're all encouraged to come for the dinner. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for following from the start to the end of this week's edition of Media Link News. My name is Kennedy Thembo. Let's catch up next week.
You are watching UCU Focus TV.